Hey babes, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Lynette.
And this
is Getting the D.
Ooh, what episode is this now?
16?
Oh, 16.
16.
And 16. Okay. We love that. Last week was a doozy, so thank you for tuning in.
My lip flip, I can't.
Oh, she got a lip. She got a lip flip, everyone.
I was drinking from my Diet Dr. Pepper. That's like my midday treat at work. It's like my soda vice.
Dr. Pepper's delicious.
It went in my mouth and directly right back out. And I was like in a break room that I'm not usually in. And I was like, well, it's my first and last time here.
Can you explain the lip flip?
Okay, so
I mean, it looks great.
I love like Botox and fillers and like plastic surgery in general. I think is like really great.
Yeah.
But so I normally get my lips filled with like hyaluronic acid filler.
Yes.
But I think it's like time for me to dissolve and redo.
Okay.
And I'm not like ready for the financial or like the painful commitment of that just yet. And you have to live without your lips for 2 weeks. So like, I'm going to have to like go in a hole. We're going to do that in winter. But my girl was like, oh, well, if you want to do like something, let's just do a lip flip. And I've had them in the past and I was like, this is fucking stupid. But I love this one. So I get Dysport like all in my forehead and around my eyes and whatever. And they just put like a little, Dysport is Botox.
Okay.
She just put like a little Botox here and it just for some reason like picks you up. And
She looks beautiful.
I feel cute.
I love that you just slipped that on. I came over and she's like, oh, I got a lip flip.
Lip flip. Well, because I got my Botox and I was like, what do you think? What else can we do? And she was like, shut up, like nothing. Like
That's a good doctor.
No, every time I'm like, okay, what do you think? Should we do this? Should we do that? Should we do this? And like sometimes I have to be stopped. So she was like, if you want something, we'll do this.
I can imagine like once you start, you just can't stop. Once you pop, you can't stop.
No, I love it. I'm like addicted. I'm like, how much better can I look? And you look better and better until you look crazy.
Until you're
like,
no, I'm nervous to start because I know I won't stop.
just start. I mean, Botox is like the gateway drug.
It's the gateway drug.
Oh.
I would be downsies for like a little baby Botox. Like we should like have someone on to like chat about it and like give us the spiel about it all, the myths, all that.
Yeah.
And then take me in the office and be like, okay.
Here we are. I mean, I know that like baby Botox, like I think that's like a trending thing, but I think it's like you just need the units that you need.
Yeah. No. Well, that's just people.
But I like to be
feel
like
at ease, right?
No, you're right. Like start.
My
girl calls it a sprinkle, where it's just like you just try, and then once you're on board and you're like, wow, I'm snatched, and then you go in for the full.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I go in and I'm like, fuck me up. Like I want to look like I'm going through a wind tunnel.
I love that
Seriously.
so much. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I just hear it's so much nicer for like makeup and
oh my God,
of anything on your skin.
Like it makes your forehead like
she's glowing,
so shiny and tight. And I get a brow lift, so it's like she's like
she's snatched. She's snatched, mama.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, and I feel like when I see people who have it without makeup too, they just look so like plump and beautiful. Like hydrated.
I like kind of love like a fillery face with no makeup.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing.
I'm like, you're serving money.
You're serving money.
You're serving investment. No, that's not true. No, because you're so beautiful without like you literally don't need. But
no, I definitely.
I can't live without.
I mean, it's fun. So
yeah,
whatever.
Please bring me to your first appointment.
Oh, you'll be there. I'll be like holding the stress ball in one hand and like your hand. And
yes,
it'll be a mess, but fun.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Speaking of Botox, I feel like we have some things to touch on with some celeb divorces. So we thought this would be fun.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, you know,
J-Lo's Botox down. What?
But she always denies it, right?
Oh, definitely. But then
she says it's just skincare. Like, shut up, right?
First of all, shut the fuck up. Martha Stewart is like, I go horseback riding and I intermittent fast. And I'm like, you look 30 and you're 90. Like,
she is
that's
such a
just
G, though.
no.
I love her, so.
No, yeah, I'm not mad.
Her and Snoop Dogg at the Olympics right now.
Shut up.
It's
I know.
So good.
I saw them on the golf cart.
They're the best of friends.
I'm like not watching the Olympics because since my like separation, I don't watch sports because sports were constantly on our TV. So I'm like, fuck sports.
It's triggering.
Like I will not. Well, it's just like I don't have to anymore. Like
that's
fuck
true.
that.
That's so powerful. Yeah.
Like it would just be like on the TV, even if it was silent.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have to watch sports anymore. And I don't give a fuck about sports. So, I mean, the gymnastics is cool, but
Simone Biles.
Point. Oh, no, I know.
Her.
Absolute sly. Point being though, yes, I did see Snoop and Martha on the back of a golf cart.
They're the best. Legends.
Yeah.
But back to J-Lo.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. So this girl will be like, I just drank like whatever alkaline water and I don't drink alcohol and I dance. Okay. But
did you ever see the video where she's like the Bronx and she like gets her hair and she like messes it up? Did you see that?
That's embarrassing.
I just sent it to you. It's so funny.
I'm feeling embarrassed
it's
though.
It's embarrassing to watch, but at the same time, like I love J-Lo because she's a fellow Leo and I just understand her. Everyone hates her, I feel like.
I hate J-Lo.
And they're like, she's not a girl's girl. And I believe that. I don't think she's a girl's girl in the slightest.
But
I don't have hate for her because I know she's a hustler. Like I just know she's just like about her business. And if you're like slowing her down, you're cut. You're cut from the roster.
Ben Affleck.
I don't care if you're a man, if you're her assistant, if you're on set. She's like, you're not serving anything for me. You're out. Like, and there's something to be said about that.
No, I like it for her, but I just something about her just seems like insincere.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of like accounts, people talking about her being just awful. Like just people who've worked with her, which is so unfortunate.
I don't want to hate on women. I really don't. Like
I think it's just understood.
She did something recently that I was just like, oh my God, I can't. Ian knows, like he like jokes. Like I just can't fucking stand J-Lo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just very like contrived and very like over the top, and it just like doesn't seem organic. Like I don't know.
Well, she is the queen of the divorce, so.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
That's why I'm saying I feel like she doesn't care to leave someone right in the dust. She's like, I'm done.
Do you think it's easier after your first divorce to get divorced again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I read a statistic that was saying it's like the first marriage, it's like whatever, like 40 or 50% chance of divorce, which actually seems kind of high. But once
No, that is actually the statistic.
It is that high.
Yeah, like there's always jokes like, why is anyone getting married anymore? Because like half of it, 50% chance it's not working out.
So I think I saw a statistic that was like after your second marriage, it's a 63% chance.
Yeah, it gets higher, I think, with every marriage.
Yeah.
Because I think when you get over that first initial one,
you're like, fuck it.
You're like, that was so fucking hard to make that decision. And then you did it once, you're like, I can do this easily again. If this isn't serving me, we're done.
Right. It's like, why get married again? I don't know.
Because there's still that just says so much about our society. I feel like we are still such believers in like finding someone to partner with and like, oh.
Oh no.
Did you just burp?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It snuck.
It's the sparkling water with the ginger and lime.
I know. I've been trying to like.
Not alcohol, by the way. Just
no,
water.
I'm not drinking right now.
We needed it.
I will
for last week
explain why.
That story was insane.
No,
but what was I even saying? I just feel like as a society, we still somehow have that little ounce of like, no matter what, we'll try it again.
Well,
and
it's like nice.
We
and
might
it's
have
fun.
hope still, and like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And again, if it doesn't work out, it's another chapter. We're closing it. We're moving on.
I am like so scared to get married again and then realize I want a divorce again.
Yeah, but I think it's less scary because you already did it once. Does that make sense? I mean, I get it. Like, we don't want that to happen.
Double divorcee? Like,
I mean, how chic. You had my second husband.
It's been a while. We haven't had a sig in a little bit.
We need a sig this week, actually. We need a couple drags.
We need more than that. Yeah, I don't know.
Hold it up.
I just feel like we get stuck like this sometimes. There's one episode where you're just talking the whole time. You just have this cigarette.
I'm just like, you know what?
You're ashing it.
I need my cup of coffee and like.
I need my Dr. Pepper and my.
Again, coming from two people, I mean, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, to be honest.
Okay.
So I don't even know if I'm doing that right, but.
It looks good.
Okay.
I smoked in high
she's an
school and then
actress.
never again.
Perfect.
So anyway, okay, J-Lo.
J-Lo. Back to Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, so the
apparently-
Botox.
Okay.
Though,
Back to Botox. Okay.
sorry.
No, we're
quickly.
Good. We're going to get right on track very soon. Don't worry.
No, we won't. She like, have you seen the pictures of like what's on Instagram and then like reality?
Yes.
And it's like,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, actually, an injector I follow just posted them.
maybe she's not getting Botox. I mean, maybe she is, but
And it's just like altered photos.
I don't know because they're
Yeah.
vastly different. And no shade, she still looks great for her age,
Yeah.
but it's just it's what she's putting out there and what's really out there are pretty different.
Yeah. An injector I follow, he just posted all about this. I was like, this is so, thank God. Because then there's these unrealistic expectations when
Totally.
people come into the office and they're like, I want Kim Kardashian's face.
Yeah.
You're like, well, actually, she actually really has.
She doesn't have that
normal-
either.
Yeah, a normal face, but
She is.
we have a lot of face tune. That's what we do have.
She is beautiful though.
I mean, stunning.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems as though Ben Affleck and J-Lo are getting a divorce, babes.
They're splitting.
I
They're
think-
selling their dream home.
Are they?
Yeah. I think that's like how everybody knows the tea. And he got like a bachelor pad.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. This is why we never take our exes back, right? Like, this is what we don't do.
What?
They were together before.
Oh, yeah.
This is the tale as old as time. Like, we think we were coming back together in a different time in our lives, and maybe they were.
I thought
Oh, okay, Cassius. We want to add to that. Okay,
he has things to say. Hey,
we have things to say about J-Lo
No.
and Ben. I get it.
I thought that it was going to work out for them this time. Genuinely.
Oh, same. I was like, yes, this is such a like
Finally.
comeback story. But the headline I'm reading, it says Jennifer Lopez furious and humiliated amid Ben Affleck split as he holds back on filing for divorce to protect her, quote unquote.
Literally, what does that even mean?
I know. These headlines are very crazy, but there were a few I saw with different. This is page 6, which is obviously terrible. Like, I feel like they're always like saying something scandalous that isn't necessarily true.
I'm a TMZ girl. I don't really know.
Either way, they're all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's more. I tried to read into it because I'm like, well, what did he do to humiliate her? In the sense, like, I thought he like did something.
Oh.
Like, I think it's more like the fact that, oh my God, we got back together and we're like displaying our love so much, and now we're breaking up again, and here I go again, being a divorcee again.
Okay.
Even though like we were so loud about our, our
our
reunion.
get together, which was really fast after
Yeah.
A-Rod.
Oh yeah.
Like real quick. So I don't know. I mean, it is a little bit embarrassing, but at the end of the day, she is J-Lo.
And it doesn't matter because she's probably just going to be quite okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm like a little shocked, but like not.
I don't know how anybody stays together in Hollywood, honestly. It's like crazy. They're a bunch of crazy peoples.
I feel like you would have to have a normal person at home. But then also, do they understand you? So then I don't know.
Yeah, it must be extremely tough.
Yeah.
Another one that I brought up to you this week. Well, you brought up to me too. I think we both were like, Cardi B. Cardi B.
I thought
Which,
that
not
already
surprising.
happened.
It almost did like a few times.
She like filed.
I don't
and
know
then
if she filed. I think she left.
She like
They
withdrew.
broke up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was a full filing like it is now. But he's been known to like cheat on her while she's pregnant.
Oh, she's pregnant now.
So she's pregnant with her third kid and she filed. But like, what a boss ass move. She said, I don't need you.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because like she must just be so sick of his shit.
I mean, again, humiliating. How much can you humiliate me? Like,
But like everybody knows it's happening.
yeah.
You know, so
Well, I
it's
think
kind of like
she must take him back thinking it's like going to change, and then he doesn't change.
she's like a baddie though. Like I feel like she'll just be like, no, fuck that. Like I'm sure she's upset, but I feel like she's just like, nah. But like how hard it is not having kids. Like, and I don't know, like I just can't even imagine being pregnant and going through this.
No,
like
yeah,
it's
no.
hell
No.
when you don't have kids or like whatever, that kind of stuff tying you together. Imagine having 2 kids and being pregnant and filing.
Yeah.
Like
That's insane.
I would lose my mind like permanently. Like I would be in permanent psychosis from there on out.
That's like another thing that really brings up in my mind. We need stories from women with kids too. Like we always,
I know we do.
Like we have people reaching out that are divorced or getting divorced and no kids, but like kids is even crazier.
Yeah, I think we definitely do, because it is a thing that we haven't even touched on, but I have no concept. Like I have no idea what
it's hard for us to speak on it when we can't relate.
Right.
Like we have dogs. That was really it. But like children are a whole different ballgame.
No, totally. And I think it takes like even more strength and even more power to leave when you have kids. Yeah. And
regardless of how much money you have, right? Like, I mean, Cardi B's loaded.
Well, right.
And pregnant. And she's like, listen, I know I could do this without you anyway, because I can afford a nanny. I wonder if
does he seem like the type of guy that would co-parent well? Offset?
I mean, we can only hope for Offset's purpose. I don't know, his sake.
Offset, will you be co-parenting, or is it just going to be like a, like...
There was a quick little article I read that she said like she didn't want support from him or something.
She should take it. He has so much money.
There must have just been something that went down where she was like, I want nothing from him.
Yeah, like Migos. They're Migos, right?
I think so.
This female rapper Cash Doll, I think they have like 3 kids together, and she just left her man's, and she like made a very public statement that was like, yeah, I did just post him as like my baby daddy, and I love my baby daddy, but like he's not acting right, and I'm not going to stay here for the kids. Like I'm not happy, and like they're not going to watch like their parents like suffer through an unhappy marriage, you know, like they'll be okay.
Period.
I'm like, go off, Cash Doll.
Love that. I know. It's like, the thing is sometimes people don't have the luxury to do that, or they feel like they can't within themselves, or money, or anything like that. So,
I mean, she's famous and they have money and whatever. It's very different. Yeah, not everybody can do that, but.
Yeah, so it was a big week in the divorce celebrity breakup week.
Yeah.
I just had to bring that up because I felt like there hasn't really been anyone that was pretty big.
The Cardi, like, did you see the belly posts in the dress?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a red.
I love that she announced that, and that was also like, in divorce too. P.S. We're out. Me and this baby are out.
Me and my baby
are out. We're not dealing with you or your shenanigans.
All set. Gotta go.
All set, Offset.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh, Lord. So, okay. Well, that's gossip world. What about, how was your week? You little cutie pie.
Oh, my week. Wow, you asked me first. That's so cute.
I know. It is.
We love when we switch it up. It's okay. I love that.
Yeah.
How was my week? Week was good. Was out again.
You're out and about.
Again.
I mean, you're summering.
We're summering. I feel like it's like being on a world tour sometimes when you're like hanging with each other's friends and family, and like you're just kind of all like bopping around when you're.
Is that a world tour or your girls tour?
True that. No, I feel like it's.
Do you know that?
Yes, I know that one.
Oh, okay.
I know hip hop and Barbie music. You're like so.
So
you're a little innocent.
This is Drake.
I talk about Taylor Swift all the time, so like I get it.
No, I don't know.
I love Drake. I just don't know some of like the really like, I don't know.
Newer
like the specific rap artists. Like I don't know a lot of them.
Okay.
Went out. Second Street Festival was fun.
Oh yes.
Northern Liberties.
Oh yes. I danced with a naked cat.
Yeah, we met up with Lynette and her man, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I feel like we ended up sending it a little more than expected. I just feel like a festival vibe is always an upbeat one.
I had 4 drinks, but I didn't eat before I got there, and that was where
it's problematic.
The problem was.
I was drinking a lot of the slushy drinks, which is not like me, but they were Aperol Spritz, like
I did have
frozen.
2 of those. They were really good.
And I was like, oh, and they just kept coming. I feel like every time I've done one, there was another one in front of me.
He had gotten you another one,
yeah. I was like, oh, I don't need. He just kept doing it. So.
We were like pounding those. Yeah. So we did that. It did rain, which was like fine, and we were supposed to record, and it would have been perfect because it was raining. But then we had too many drinks. I danced with a naked cat.
She did.
We'll post the video because it's actually fucking funny, and I like don't like cats like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked that a
Oh my God, there was a girl at the pharmacy today. I like went to pick up my antidepressants, and she was like, Lynette, I saw you at Second Street Festival, but I was too shy to say hi. And I was like, come? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's so cute.
That
And
is
so, like, she
cute.
should have come and said
Yeah,
hi.
well, there were a couple of people that said hi to us,
Yeah.
which was really cute. And I was
Really
like, wait,
cute.
what?
I
What's
know.
happening? Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. It was.
And then Monday was slow moving. But I went to the beach with some girlfriends, and that was helpful. But it just still feels like I'm feeling that from that day.
Oh my God, I had to go to work at 7 a.m. the next day. I don't know what I was thinking.
Why didn't you do it? Well, let's talk about you then. How was your week?
To be honest with you, I feel like every other week I'm like, well, it was bad.
Like, this one was bad. This was a bad one. That's
Honestly,
okay.
you think that it's gonna just keep getting better, and like, oh my God, like how many times can we say healing isn't linear? But holy shit, you guys, like it's fucking not. And I think I have finally hit the lowest I possibly can. I think I cannot imagine it getting worse than it has recently. So, well, we can start on a lighter note, and then I'll kind of get into that because that's going to segue into what we're going to talk about today. And just like another depression PSA for anybody going through it. But there were like some really great parts of my week. Like I told you, and I've like told, my family, but I'm applying for psych nurse practitioner school.
That's
so
amazing.
I'll be like a little psychiatric nurse practitioner, which is so important to me. And I've like pretty recently realized very much feels like my calling is to like help other people who are struggling with mental health stuff. And I think that there's not enough. I mean, there are a lot of providers, but I feel like, do you remember like getting into therapy, how hard it was to find a provider?
Oh, yeah.
Like you'll be on a list for weeks.
It's terrible.
And I wouldn't be doing therapy necessarily. It would be like a lot of like, diagnosing and medications and stuff. But I think that you still provide like a ton of support, even though it's not like talk therapy with your clients every week. But
Yeah.
I just feel like I want to like serve people in that way. Like that very much feels like my
give
like
back.
life's passion.
It's incredible.
So, and that's like the thing that makes me feel the best. So I'm applying for school. So I like was doing my application and stuff last week. Festival, did the MP stuff, saw some friends, which I think that I'm in the phase of my relationship where I'm very much just hanging out with him. Like that's like so normal.
It is, yeah.
Like you get into a new relationship and you like stop calling your friends so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's so easy to fall into that and it feels good. But then I hung out with my friends a couple of times and I was like, oh my God, wait, you guys fill my cup like so much.
Yeah.
Like I miss you.
Yeah.
So that felt really good. And I have some friends that are also going through breakups and it just was like, I don't know, kind of like cool to just like girl out with them about stuff.
Touch base.
And then some bullshit with my ex happened. He told me that he has a girlfriend, which I had suspected, but I didn't like know.
Right.
And then one of my girlfriends like texted me and told me that she saw him like out on a date with them and like kind of described her to me. And like, again, like it's not like I want to get back with him, but it's just fucking weird. Like it just sent me a little bit, like it wasn't loving it. And then, I had to talk to him about some like logistic stuff and he like found it very appropriate to, let me know how well he's doing, now and how happy he is in this relationship and how, this relationship is allowing him to do things that he felt he couldn't do in ours.
Oh, wow.
So
And we didn't ask for that.
No, we sure didn't.
No, okay.
We sure didn't.
Okay.
So I think that was just like really hurtful. It just like hurt a lot. And I don't think that wasn't the goal.
No, I think it's also valid and okay that like the first time you see your ex with someone or hear about it, it's going to cut like really deep, no matter what, no matter how happy you are with your person.
Exactly.
Moved on, whatever it might be. You're just like, oh, that it's like a little knife, and then for him to twist it
No,
by like
really.
saying all of that is just like not necessary.
Well, and I think it's because, you know, I have my partner that I, you know, very openly am so into and like
Yeah.
all fucking about.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe he knows that. And I think he just kind of wanted to be like,
Hey, me too.
I'm happy to, bitch.
Good for you. Go off, King.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that was a little bit uncomfortable. And then, I don't know, I've just been like dealing with, I mean, I've talked about this so many times, but I will talk about it again because if you experience this, like, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just like the ups and downs of depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just hits so fucking hard. And like, honestly, like full disclosure, I think I've cried for 10 days in a row. I think today is the first day in nearly 2 weeks that I haven't cried. It's just nonstop. And it's at work, it's at home, it's like crying myself to sleep. And it's not even like, if you deal with depression, you know, it's nothing, but it's like not about something. Like people will be like, oh, like, what are you depressed about? And you're like, it's not like about something. This just like is what it is.
Yeah.
And, I think that this time, like, it's been so bad that I'm like, okay, check in with Lynette. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. Let's have a little conversation.
And, you know, I think that just naturally with events that are currently happening that happen in divorce, like learning how to unwife and uncouple and be on your own and find your identity and whatever, I think that there's all of that, like, on top of habits that I'm forming that are probably not so healthy and are definitely contributing to depression, anxiety. So I had to like really look at myself this week and say, like, what are you doing that's avoidable, essentially?
Set some boundaries, girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this week we're setting boundaries.
You're setting all the boundaries.
Yeah. Like big time with myself.
That's it. That's where you just start. I feel like we just talked about this off camera for a minute. Like Lynette was like, I feel like you're so good with boundaries. I'm like, it took a lot to get here, but I also am not perfect with them still. Like there's sometimes I have to check myself. I'm like, oh, Lex, like you need to call your girlfriends or you need to go see some kids that you like your friends' kids you haven't seen in a while. Like just anything where why am I overwhelmed? Why am I feeling like this? Like checking back in, and even in your new relationship, it's easier said than done. Like we're so quick to be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna wake up and journal, I'm gonna like take time for myself, but sometimes you don't wind up doing that.
We just said sometimes I am too lazy to journal.
It's tough.
Like, and I know that's so
it's a normal thing.
Like I'm just like I have to find a pen. I gotta write things down.
And it's like you get writer's block at first, but then when you start writing, it's like, oh, I had a lot up there.
And I would way rather scroll on Instagram, which
it's avoiding something.
Is one of the things that I like have got to stop doing.
Yeah, it's like overstimulating
your
brain, and you're, not being productive with yourself.
Right, exactly.
And your boundaries.
No, So I actually just got a couple of books that are like, the one is about anxious attachment, because that's something, I mean, again, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I got a book about that, and I got a book about how to stop like distracting yourself and focus on, like your bigger passions, and for, just like a more purposeful life. And I've been doing that in the mornings, like on the train to work, instead of scrolling Instagram. And I do feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think the more you do that kind of stuff, it's so helpful. I think that's a great point to even just question for yourself, like, what is my purpose?
Yeah.
And that's a huge question for anybody, regardless if you're going through divorce. It's just life in general.
Yeah.
So that's a huge question. But like sometimes when we are in relationships, we get distracted from that. Because at the end of the day, like we have to be so satisfied with ourselves and our life and the life we're setting up for ourselves before we can actually be with someone else. Right. And give them any bit of ourselves.
Absolutely.
So you're navigating a active divorce. Mm-hmm. You're signing up for school. We're working a lot. Like you're starting your makeup business again. Mm-hmm. of course your brain's like, what
Got the podcast.
We got the
Yeah.
podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast. And I feel like your brain is definitely like, what is happening, sis?
We just talked about it. My brain is like
she
at
doesn't shut
all
off.
times.
Like
all the time.
overstimulated constantly. I mean, we all are though, like
Yeah.
in society, but like especially right now, you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you see, I saw this thing recently that like the most viewed and like most viral clips on social media are 3 seconds or less. That's like our attention span at this point.
So scary.
No, I know.
That's so
It's
insane.
insane.
We are not meant as a society to like scroll
No.
like this. We're supposed to be looking up in each other's eyes, putting our feet in the grass. Like, I know that sounds
Right.
so woo-woo, but we
No.
don't do that. And then we all wonder why we're depressed, anxious,
Yeah.
sad.
No, I grounded the other day actually. I
Grounding.
feet in the grass, and then I was like, oh, that's a pile of dog poop. I'm put my shoes back on.
Typical Philadelphia. No, you do. You need to put your feet in the grass. You need to go take a minute, fucking breathe. And the most important part is to exhale. Like, I know everyone's like, take a deep breath.
Oh, God.
No, you got to
Yeah.
let her out, because if not, we're just working ourselves up even more.
Yeah.
Like, let it all go.
Well, when I called you during an active panic attack the other night,
Right.
you were like, just breathe, exhale more. It's more important.
I was like, don't focus on the inhale, focus on the exhale.
It actually helped. It did. It
does.
did. Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you're like building up and then like letting go. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as a society, we are so wrapped up in technology and like moving fast and what's next.
Overstimulated.
And then we all wonder why we're like panicking
Mm-hmm.
in general, out of nowhere. You're like, where's this coming from? Like, this is why,
Well, so this
amongst
book,
other things.
well, yeah.
Amongst a million
So,
other things.
but it's just that on top of everything
it's
else.
not an unnecessary stimulant.
This book is saying like it actually like starts off talking about a nurse who is like a hospice nurse who always asks people at the end of their lives, what do you regret?
Oh, this question's good. Yeah.
And it's so good. It actually,
I
they
watch it
turned
on
it into
TikTok
a
all
whole
the
book.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so
It's just like,
interesting.
what is the most response? Like, do you think?
Well, I haven't read the article.
I feel like the most responses that came back were like, I worked too much.
Yes. Actually, yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, like I didn't spend enough time with family and friends, like as much as I should have or could have. Like we overwork ourselves as society, A, and then
Yeah.
B, and then we're on social media constantly. Like there's
Well,
just so
right.
many things.
You miss
we don't
like
wanna
half your day looking
Yeah.
at, like, when I'm not busy at work, I'm on my phone.
When we can just take a walk around the corner and look at people or like just whatever.
Yeah.
Look at people. I know
Look
it
at me.
sounds
You're
weird.
like,
That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Just like
No,
go
like-
get some fresh air and like walk, take a lap. Like I don't
like feel the environment rather
Yeah.
than like diving directly
go
into
into
our
a store you've
phones.
never been to. Go look at it. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, just explore.
Go pet a dog.
Wonder
whatever.
why people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Stimulate your brain in a different way, but it's easier said than
Yeah.
done because I'm guilty of it as well. Like instead
Oh,
of like
I'm-
while a client processes it at work, I can just be like, "Boo, boo, boo." And it's
Totally.
like, no, Lex, like maybe not. Why don't you go look at other people in the eye and have a conversation? Ask them how their days are. After, like, how's their family member that you haven't heard about? Like,
But it's getting harder because other people don't want to do that either. So other people are in
We all
their
become- we're
phones, and then
becoming
when
robots,
they're
yeah.
in theirs, like you just kind of like
Yeah.
like watch what they're doing and you do it. So it's just hard. But I this book is all about like
What is the name
not
of the book?
doing that. I think it's called Things That Matter. I have it somewhere.
okay.
Yeah, Things That Matter. I like just started it very recently, but so it's really good. And one of the very first questions that he asks that's like super important that he wants you to like literally before you continue the book is to think about is if you were to die tomorrow, what is a project that you would regret not completing?
It's powerful.
And like
It's a huge question too.
I think it's very hard.
It's extremely hard.
Like he has steps in the back that kind of can like guide you toward it if you don't know. And I think like I do know mine,
Yeah.
which is super cool. But then it's like, why is not everything, but why is it that what you spend a lot of your free time doing or like the moves that you make or the actions that you take throughout the day, why are they not aimed at that goal? If that is like your life's passion. And if you want to die without regrets, why aren't you acting on something that's obviously so important to you?
Period. Yeah. No, it's like
So I'm like, oh, is this more stressful now? Actually,
you're like, actually, this book is stressing me out.
now I'm stressed.
No, it's such a good point because we just spend so much time doing nonsense instead of focusing on what needs to get done for that
Yeah.
temporary time to reach our goal.
Yeah.
Or your purpose. Which I didn't even know this was going to turn into like a purpose conversation.
I know this wasn't the
But it's
point of
important
this.
because the whole point of reaching a purpose is setting boundaries though sometimes too, to wrap it back to
Totally.
that. Like,
But that
you
is a
need to
boundary,
it is.
working toward your purpose rather than scrolling social media, rather than, I don't know, whatever we do.
And I
watching TV which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just, I find that I distract myself with it constantly.
yeah, it's constant. It's more so if you have an hour downtime and you're like, all right, I just want to scroll, and that's okay. Okay. But another thing I want to bring up in a point with that is, as women, especially, and even men, our purpose in life is taught to us from like a teenager. And that is to get married, to have children.
Right.
Like this life that everyone's so happy for and everyone wants, right? So it's like when we get to ask ourselves now in this phase of our life, this like new like single, meaning unmarried life, what is our purpose aside from those titles?
It gets to not be that.
Yeah, and those titles are incredible. Like, I'm not discounting them.
No.
They're beautiful, and like the roles, and maybe we will have those one day. But the fact that we can have the time and take the time to do that and be like, actually, no, this is really important to me.
Right.
And I think if we went around and asked each other, like, we would each have one if we really like dove deep.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I think everybody.
But I think we lose sight of them a lot because the goal and the purpose becomes wife. It becomes mom. And
then that takes up so much time.
We can't reach the other purpose that we really felt passionate about. Maybe even from a kid.
Yeah. I think that they can exist together.
Oh,
but I
100%.
think that you just like, and I totally can see it because I fell completely into the identity of being a wife or being who I thought he wanted me to be. And, you know, like, not that there was ever like necessarily verbally that expectation, but you know how it is. Sometimes you put your thoughts into other people's heads and then think that that's their expectation.
It's all
of you.
assumptions. Yeah, it's
exactly.
It's people pleasing and assumptions because we have no boundaries.
Right. Exactly. But, and so I just completely like based my identity around that. And now it's kind of cool to be like, well, now that I'm free of that and I don't have that in my head, like what really is my purpose and what do I want to do? And so now I'm creating boundaries surrounding like, what do I need to do for myself to get there?
And specifically in relationships. Because like we get so wrapped up in our new relationships, which is so fun, and there's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just then we lose sight of, okay, what's our other goals in life aside from this other goal? But then that becomes overwhelming. Like, can we have it all?
Right.
And it's like we can, but it's
I
a matter
deal with
of
that a lot, like the anxiety.
Yeah, taking the time and being like, okay, maybe we're spending too much time. Maybe I need 4 days a week alone versus like 2.
Yeah.
Like it's just to reevaluate or, you know, just engage with yourself alone.
Yeah. And I think it's like, you don't want to because you like want to be with that other person all the time.
You do.
And it feels so good.
Yeah, you do.
But then when you circle back and you do things for yourself, you can actually be a way better partner.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you're better for yourself. So I think, that's one of like the things is that like looking at myself and saying like, oh, what do I need? Because sometimes what feels good and what you need are not the same thing. No. And you don't realize until you're in the midst of what you wanted that like, that's not what you should be doing.
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely, I don't know. It's very normal to feel that way.
Yeah.
And feel overwhelmed by it all. It's a lot.
I like to look at everything at once, which is the problem.
You do. I picture your brain like there's a million lists.
Like one of those.
Always like, okay, so I got this under control, but like this isn't under control. So I need to get this at this point. And like I just hear you like.
It's do you know like the crime scene where there's like a central photo and then there's 10,000 strings going to every like and there's like a million pictures all over the place. Yeah. That's like what's happening in here all the time.
I know it is.
I know it is. The picture in the middle is just like me crying.
Stop. And we need to like silence some of those bubbles. Like let's silence some of those.
So I'm working on it.
Yeah. And that's by setting boundaries, we have to silence some of those thoughts.
Exactly.
Those like ruminating thoughts.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but we have to, because if not, we're gonna fucking go crazy.
No, I'm going crazy.
No, we can't have that happen.
I was talking to my best friend Dominique the other day about this. Like,
Shout
I
out
think
Dominique.
that, hey girl, I think that if you don't get this under control right now, like this craziness that's going on in my brain, if you don't get it under control now, this is how you wind up being the crazy old lady.
It's true.
This is it.
I think it's true.
It's happening to me right now.
No.
And if I don't get it under control, I'm going to have 10 bags
You're either the crazy old
and
lady
be
or
at
the
ShopRite
miserable-
at 6 a.m.
You're like, but I need this, and I don't have 3 of these. So
Oh
I
my
need to have
God.
3 of these.
Literally.
Like,
I have a garage freezer. I have 18 cats. I'm feeding the raccoons on my porch. If I don't get this under control now.
I will not let this happen to you. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that. It's gonna. It's all gonna be okay.
So we're setting.
But I think it's
boundaries.
very amazing to be so open about it and sharing that with everyone because it's very, very normal to spiral that way.
And I think it can look so good from the outside.
Oh my
like,
gosh, yes.
I hate talking about him, but whatever. Like, my ex said to me, like, I've heard through the grapevine you're doing so amazing. And he's just hearing it from other people who are seeing my social media, who are seeing the podcast, who are talking to whatever, maybe like friends of friends. And like, he's like, yeah, like I hear that you're doing so amazing and you're so happy and I'm so happy for you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not even like real though. Like, that's not even like,
Have you asked me directly?
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, please don't.
Yeah, actually, don't.
If you cannot reach out, that'd be fabulous.
Do not do that.
But
To assume.
yeah, and I think that it's so easy to, and this is not just about me, it's about anybody. It's so easy to look at someone and say like, no, they're fine, but you really have no idea what people are going through internally. And so this is my PSA. Like, if you are going through stuff, A, it's so normal, and B, I fucking get it, and you can talk to me anytime. Like, I hate experiencing it, and I hate that people experience it, but I like love talking to people about it because
It's comforting and you like see each other on another level.
Totally.
Yeah.
So if you're like spiraling or depressed or anxious, or you know that you're distracting yourself from doing the healing work that you need to do, which is like, you know, something that I do very regularly. Like, I would like love to be a little shoulder if you're willing to share, or if you just like need somebody.
Maybe when
I
she's
get
done
it.
doing her healing work, then she'll be your shoulder. But yes, that's so lovely.
No, part of my I
We're
love
like, Lynette, we're not going to put our shit on you right now.
Actually,
Like,
I'm like,
No.
I'm so bad. Please tell me
please
your
dump
problems.
all of this stuff on me.
No, but you know how it is. Like, sometimes
Well,
it's
this is who you
easier
are.
to get, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I heal through like talking with
Oh,
other
yes.
people, even about
Yes.
their stuff.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
Because then you have realizations too.
Yeah, no, that happened to me when I was actively also going through my divorce at work. I would be like blow drying someone's hair and I'm like, yeah, well, just explaining what happened. And then they're telling me their stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm not insane. Okay. To think that or feel that. Like,
Yeah.
It disarms each other. And like,
It
it's
does.
nice, yeah.
And you can support each other. And it also makes you not feel so alone, because a really big part, and I think that you're a lot better at being alone now, but like a very big part of it, especially in the beginning, is that like, who knows me like that? And you can feel very alone. And like, even though you have all of your friends, like they have their own lives. And so it can just feel very lonely. So it is so nice, not nice, but like validating and important to hear other people say that they are having the same experience.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to cry it out with someone.
Hell
We
yeah.
were crying together on Sunday night during that. I was like crying.
Oh my God,
while
you were
panic-
crying. Wait, I was like,
I was
like hysterics.
yeah.
Like laying on the kitchen floor, like hysterical. And it fucking happens.
You gotta let it out, because if you don't, it's gonna get worse. So you just gotta let it out.
And it do get worse.
It do be getting worse.
It do be getting worse.
It's gonna get better.
But-
Only up from here. But
yeah.
yes. No, but feel it. Feel it and heal it, baby.
Yeah. Feel it, heal it by putting boundaries around it. And like,
that's how we're wrapping that up.
you have to just prioritize yourself.
above anyone and stop people pleasing like we have.
Right.
And still do. There are times I
Yeah.
catch myself and
Oh,
know
I
you
do it all the
too,
time. Yeah.
to make sure they're good. But no, you have to be good.
People that love you want you to be good.
Yes.
And people that love you will not leave while you're in this space.
They will not leave and they will give you this space necessarily. Like necessary. I can't speak. They will give you the space necessary for
They
you
will.
to do that.
They do, and they will.
But
And
they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
So don't panic.
And we're here.
And if they're not for you.
Yeah, fuck them anyway. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, see, it's a new boundary. One of my new boundaries is being in bed at a good time.
Be in bed by 10 p.m. No later.
No later, because I get up at 5
No,
or
it's
5:30.
healthy.
Yeah.
You need to. Again, bedtimes are so important. What
Bedtimes.
we're eating is so important. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So please take care of yourselves. We love you, babes, so much.
Love you. Thanks
Don't
for
forget,
listening.
Like and subscribe. You know how it goes.
Like and subscribe, girlies. We love you so much.
A beautiful week.
Alexis's
weekend.
birthday is next week, FYI, August 10th.
We're
Okay.
celebrating for a month, babes. So don't. You're going to hear this probably 3 more times.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
party every time. Okay.
Love you.
Love you, girls.
Bye. Mwah.